we all agree the impact that COVID has had. I think in our collective lives, none of us have seen a crisis of this magnitude, which has had a global impact to the extent that we're observing now. And while most of this year was focused largely on sustenance for most of the organizations, I think what the next phase is going to be about is focusing on growth, efficiency, and building resilience into your inherent systems. Now, when we talk about growth, it won't be just about growing your existing set of solutions or offerings. It would also mean including newer revenue streams, newer and innovative revenue streams, being adaptable to what the market is asking of you. So, what the COVID driven market behaviors have brought for you, you respond to those as an organization, as firm, and as leaders. So that's something which is going to be paramount and key. Um, how you measure the performance of your people, how do you set your goals, how do you set the performance criteria, and how do you ultimately end up measuring those, is again going to be a important point of consideration going forward. This year as well, we've had several instances wherein we've sat down for a business review, we've changed our goal post through the year, and we've also relooked at some of our performance criteria. I mean, you can't hold your people accountable for the same set of performance goals that were set for them in the beginning of the year. And that has to, I mean, you have to have that flexibility in your systems, to allow for that flexibility in your systems and your processes to include newer goalposts, or to kind of accommodate for any changing goalposts that you may encounter through the year. And of course, role of technology is going to be paramount. I think, a lot of us would have seen those forwards and those jokes that who has driven the technology agenda for you this year? Is it the CTO? Is it the CEO or the CEO? And a lot of people end up saying that it's the COVID which has driven. So I think technology is going to be at the forefront. Most of the competencies that we will look at in terms of roles also will essentially have some element of technology as an inherent part of those competencies. So I think these are some of the things that organizations will have to keep at the forefront. From a people perspective, I think workforce composition is also going to be a key consideration now. The recent labor code that was also released also talks about putting a lot more structure around the gig workforce, right? So these combined with the impact of the COVID will have a long lasting impact on how organizations look at their workforce composition, how they look at their reskilling and upskilling of the existing workforce, and how do they go about leveraging the potential of their people to the best. And last but not the least, as a firm, we need to balance empathy with economics. I mean, at the end of the day, some organizations may be compelled to take difficult decisions in terms of cost containment measures, but how you treat your employees during this period is going to have a long lasting impact on how you are perceived as an employer. So it shouldn't be just the short term objectives that govern your decisions as a firm, but I mean, organizations need to have a long-term view in mind, and that is where balancing empathy with economic of the organization is going to be.